Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the very miserable and rainy Truly Bedrock survival server. Now, I've tried going to bed, but it's not bedtime and I can't get rid of the rain, so we're just going to have to put up with this miserableness while we go and get started. And the thing I'm going to do to start this video is start or continue working on my wall, which I don't actually want to do at all because I'm bored of building this wall, but this wall isn't going to build itself, so I need to build it. But Foxy, at the end of the last video you finished doing the meat waffle. We want to see how successful it is and how much you're rolling in many meats. Alright, fine, jeez. Okay, we'll go to the meat waffle in the rain and the snow apparently, and we'll go see how many meats the meat waffle has made. The meat waffle is a grassland area where passive mobs spawn and then eventually fall down holes and then eventually spend many time in water streams until eventually they go down a hole and they die and they give us stuff. But it is not as successful as it was on Truly Bedrock Season 1 for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is these holes are too small, which means that the mobs spend a long time pathfinding around before they actually fall down. And half of that reason is because we're now using trapdoors instead of buttons, so there's a slightly bigger hitbox that the animals have to go over before they can fall down the hole. So realistically, these things need to be 3x3 rather than 2x2, and we would get a lot more animals falling down there. You might also notice there just aren't many passive animals spawning up here. Now, that's probably to do with things like rabbits that spawn and then spend their entire lives fighting the water before they end up down there. So realistically, this whole thing would be better off with a magma block rail system underneath it. The problem with having a magma block rail system under the whole thing is that this area is many chunks, and as much as we got loads of iron and wood and magma blocks so that we could fill it out, the hopper minecarts themselves will suffer from the fact that when entities go across chunk borders and get uploaded, they will end up disappearing, which will be incredibly frustrating that we're constantly having to replace the minecarts. Now you can see there's a horse there, some rabbits have spawned there, there was a chicken a second ago in the water stream, so it is working, but it's by no means fast. However, fast or not, as I said in the previous video, it really doesn't matter because I don't actually need the meat for anything in particular. I'm not planning on opening a meat shop. I'm not planning on eating meat. I'm planning on eating golden carrots if I can ever get my carrot farming system sorted out. And therefore, I don't actually need all that much. Now, Chuck was AFK for quite a long time to get all of this stuff, and there isn't all that much in there. But like I say, over time, by the end of this season, there will have been enough AFK time here that all of those chests will have been filled up, and I'm probably not going to use it. So don't worry about it. It's all good. What is not okay, however, is that I have no stone left. Apart from that, my stone is pretty much all gone, and that means if I want to be building my wall today, I'm going to need some more stone, which means I need to grab these sugar boxes, go down my mine, and go and do some digging. Yes, mini digging. Well, I've done a lot of digging, and I've now filled up all of these shulker boxes worth of stone and a little bit in there as well. And something interesting I came across while doing this. In this area that you can see around me that I've dug out, I found absolutely no diamonds at all until I got over to this area here, which I found really strange. The fact that I didn't get any diamonds at all in any of those bits over there, but coming over to here, I got these ones. So I found these two sets of diamonds as well. But what's really bizarre is that when I mined out the area underneath here previously, I got absolutely loads of diamonds. So this area here, where I dug out, I got tons and tons and tons of diamonds. So it's really bizarre that going a few blocks up in the world give me less diamonds, and that got me thinking about diamond generation code. Coming over to this creative world here, I was always under the impression that diamonds spawned below Y level 12, when in fact if you look at the wiki it says that you can spawn in the world anywhere, or generate rather than spawn, generate in the world anywhere from Y equals 1 to Y equals 15. However, I've been doing a little bit of digging into the code of the game and I found something minorly interesting. So looking at these code files that we can actually get from the game, these are in the definitions folder, and in the biomes section we have these. This is for the plains biome, and what it's telling you is it's how much rainfall it should have, the climate, the snow accumulation, the temperature of that biome, what type of height system it should have, what the seafloor depth is at, and all those sorts of things. And inside of these we've got these things called features which tell it what to do. Now for the overworld there are underground features like this diamond ore feature here that basically say if the biome is part of the overworld or part of overworld generation, then what it's going to do is for each chunk run one iteration, which means basically run this code once and place in diamonds based on this feature here within X equals 0 and 16, Y equals 0 and 16, and Z equals 0 and 16. It's interesting here is the Y value. This basically says that this feature can run between Y equals 0 and Y equals 16, not 1 to 15. And the reason the X and the Z are 0 to 16 is because this is per chunk. The other thing to note from this is the distribution is uniform, which basically means it uses a noise pattern to place in the ores in the world, but it is going to be the same at 0 as it is at 16. So it doesn't matter where you are between 0 and Y equals 16, the chance of finding diamond at those levels is exactly the same. There aren't more lower down at 0 or less higher up at 16. There is the same chance all the way through those blocks for the diamonds to exist, which I found really interesting. So basically, long story short, we got lots and lots of stone and a load of other junk as well. We got a few different ores from this, which is pretty good, although I'm not really collecting these at this moment in time. It's handy to have some of them. But yeah, mini stone ready for building mini castle-y wall-y things. Oh jeez. Oh. Before we get on to building that wall, however, I'm doing a quick count up of all of my ores, and in this box over here I've got absolutely tons of coal, iron and redstone, a little bit of gold as well. Over in here though, I've got nearly 6 stacks of diamond ore now, which is absolutely ridiculous, as well as even more redstone, lapis and emerald ore. And in here my jewel box is nice and full, which is very nice to see. So yeah, we're doing a good job. Would you believe an extraordinarily long amount of time has passed since the last clip that I recorded? As you can see, more wall has been built, but this was days ago. I've actually taken a few days break from Truly Bedrock, not for any particular reason other than I've been very, very busy with add-on-y things, and I want to show you what I've been doing, which is a little bit off what we're doing with Truly Bedrock. You know, it's not particularly to do with Truly Bedrock, but I really want to show you what I've been up to. But before we do that, I just have a quick sleep, get rid of all these bad guys, and I'd also like to just show you what I've done with the wall. So yes, we've got a nice straight section there. The reason I've gone for a straight section here is I thought at some point we might end up with another gate going off in that direction and leading over to our industrial area. The other thing is, this tower I've built at the end here, whilst very nice, is actually 1 block off to the left, so I've got to destroy all of that and build it again. But yeah, let's go and have a look what I've been fiddling with. Many fiddles. As you may or may not know, I make add-ons for the Bedrock edition of Minecraft, and I offer them for free download on my website, which is FoxyNoTail.com. And it occurred to me today that the people that watch my Truly Bedrock series videos aren't necessarily watching these videos, and you may well find something that you like. Recently, I've been working on an adjustable armor stands add-on, which was released for download last Tuesday, the one that's just gone. And you can see it allows you to have different sizes of armor stands, different poses, they can go invisible, they can be rotated in all sorts of different directions. And the way that you do this is with different colours of dyes. So basically, you grab yourself an armor stand. If you use a black dye, I've renamed these for just so it's easy to see really. and then just click it about with the lots of different dies and see what it does and move them about and spin them and all that sort of stuff. And the other two add-ons that I'm really proud of that I use are my mob heads and micro blocks. We've got hundreds and hundreds of mob heads, and this pack is just about due to be completely updated as well, because at the moment these heads are just, oh, you can't put them down at that level on a flat world. Yeah, these are just stationary at this particular moment in time. However, my mini blocks have already been updated so that they can be rotated and moved about and all sorts of other stuff, but the mob heads haven't been officially released yet. I'm still just working on a pack that will do the same thing for those, although you can see it's pretty much there, which is absolutely fantastic. If you're interested in downloading these packs, then head over to FoxyNoTail.com. They're all there on my downloads page, absolutely for free. And the best thing is they work on all versions of Bedrock Edition, whether that's on the PC or your console or your phone or your iPad. The only thing is, if you are on a console, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get your packs on there. You'll have to look at Google and see if you can get some tutorials to do that. Anyway, that's enough faffing about with add-ons. Let's go back to Truly Bedrock and get that wall fixed. But Foxy, are you going to add all of those packs and new updates and things to the Truly Bedrock server? Possibly. I am having a meeting tonight, actually, with the Truly Bedrock team. I say I am having a meeting. We are all having a meeting. It is our monthly or bi-monthly meeting tonight, so we will discuss it. Hopefully we will, but if people decide they don't want to, that's absolutely fine. So far, I haven't heard anyone have any complaints. So yeah, hopefully we'll see them on the Truly Bedrock server soon, but if not, you know, it's absolutely fine. You can use them yourselves instead. More wall has been completed and I am now on the final stretch. I've just mapped out the shape of this last bit of the wall there, and all I've got to do is fill in these last few blocks. We're so close. And as I round this final corner with these last few buttons, I can now declare this wall 100% complete. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've finally finished it. I've finally finished the whole wall. It's all done. Hooray! I don't have to build any more wall. I'm so happy that bit looks a little bit straight. Looks a little bit boring and straight, that bit. But the rest of it looks absolutely amazing. Ah, now we've just got to fill this whole area with many things. But not right now. Right now, I'm going to take a couple of hours off as I prepare myself for a live stream later today. And hopefully we'll come back to you later in this video with some news. Or at least, you know, something else will have gone on. But yeah, I'm sure you all know the drill by now, but another live stream has been and gone, and I have done a little bit of path work. So we basically decided in the live stream that we were going to start working on a path around here, and I think it's looking pretty good. Although that was only the second half of the stream. The first half of the stream, we actually filled in all of the edge of this thing with a little bit of greenery. Not much, only a little bit of bone meal, some leaves, and some small standard oak trees. And the oak trees do actually have lanterns in, just to give a little bit of light round here as well. And yeah, we've done that the whole way round this thing, just to make the outside of it look a little bit more alive, a little bit less flat and generic. And I think it's come together well. So the design of this path is a little bit slapdash. We've got a lot of materials going on here in order to make it look worn, dirty, muddy, and very medieval. And a lot of this palette was actually suggested by the stream, such as podzol, mossy cobblestone, coal ore that makes the, you know, stone look a little bit dirty, and also the planks. We've got some planks in there. We've got some oak, well, not planks, sorry, logs, oak logs, and in some of the cases where there's oak logs, there's actually a strip spruce log next to it, just to add a little bit of dark wood in there as well. And with the bone meal in, or the little bit of bone meal around the edges with the long grass, just makes it look great. And then I've added in some broken fences. The idea here being the center area over here, we're going to have all sorts of buildings and little farming areas where the villagers can meet in the middle and have like a meeting, like a, well, I guess a town center. And then over at this side of the castle, where this path kind of stops, I'm thinking of having another wall. Yeah, I know, another wall that actually segregates that area of the town from this area, and this area is where the castle's going to be in there. So that'll be the castle area and the castle grounds. This will all be sort of a town type area, and I think once it all starts coming together, it's going to look really good, and I'm really happy with that path. It looks a little bit herky-jerky, and it looks a little bit like it stands out a lot against the flat grass, but once we've got some buildings and stuff going on in here, it's all going to fit in really nicely. Now, we've left this gap here for something like a little pond or something like that. The one over to the back there, I was thinking we could maybe have a well or even a back gate to this thing to let us out through there, something like that. But yeah, before we do anything else, I need to work on a little storage hut to actually put all of my stuff in while I'm working in this area, because I've got a lot of stuff and I keep dragging it all around with me. It'd be nice to have somewhere safe to put it. So I'm going to build it right here. And I'm going to start off with a frame, a basic framework with a little bit of cobble, because we're going to be using some very medieval materials here, and some dark oak to match the dark oak that we've used over there. And then within that framework, I'm going to add some fence posts. Yes, this thing's going to be relatively open air. We're going to be able to see around it. It's just going to be somewhere to put storage. So it's like a temporary building almost, rather than a house or anything like that. So this is completely being made up as I go along. Hopefully it'll come out half decent. Like the one you did in season 1. No, nothing like that. Shut up. I'm not copying myself. Leave me alone. I mean, if it's like the one you did in season 1, it was horrible. No, it's not going to be. Shut up. It's not going to be like that. It's fine. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm just saying, because that was gross. Oh, go away. Next, I'm going to dig out the floor. Like so. And if I find my box with many torches inside, there we go. I'm going to dig some little holes in the floor. Like this, and we're going to be using Underfloor Lighting because Bedrock Edition has that and it's amazing, and if it ever goes away I will cry many. The floor is then going to be made of a mixture of cobblestone slabs, stone slabs and andesite slabs to give a feel of a hard stand-in, but also a little bit rickety, kind of a little bit like we've got going on here, although there's no mossy cobble in that, so this is going to be a little bit wet around the edges. And in order to make it truly wet, I'm going to do something else the stream advised me to do with my pass, and add in a little bit of water here and there, just to make it look like it has got a little bit of damp. I think it's a really nice idea using these stairs in order to do that, and the water will be nice and contained in there. Yeah, that kind of looks pretty good, although I think that one's potentially facing the wrong way around. Let's spin that round. Let's bring it out. Maybe facing... we'll have it facing that way. That's fine. Yeah, good. I like that. Very nice. Next, because that water would have worn the wood slightly, I'm actually going to strip that little bit of wood there like that to make that look a little bit more interesting, like it's been affected. I'm going to do the same thing on that one there, and I don't think that looks too bad on the outside. At least it should blend in a little bit more once we've got some decoration. I'm also going to add the bottom of those ones a little bit wet as well. Very good. Because I still have many buttons left from my mob farm that I dismantled, I think we could maybe dot a few of these around the place and just have a little bit of texture there. And I was also thinking we could do this around the path as well, just to make it look like there's a few sort of pebbles just kicking about on the path. That just adds a little bit of texture and variation, but you wouldn't want to do it too regularly. I think I've probably gone a little bit overboard there. Just sort of the odd one here and there just adds to the build a little bit, I think. So yeah, we'll just plonk a few of these around on blocks that they don't stand out too much on, really. Following on from the tasks before, I am now looking inside of my wood box. I nearly said it a mud box, and it's not a mud box, it's a wood box, to see if there's anything that I've got in here that would potentially add to this build. I've got a lot of junk in here that I've accumulated over time. I've got some trapdoors there, got pressure plates. I don't think I need those. But yeah, I thought it might be useful to drag a few of these bits out and pop them into our storage system as well. And I use the term storage system very loosely, of course it is just a little shed to put things in. It's not a storage system at all. Maybe some ladders there, although they probably stand out a little bit too much, but it does add something, maybe. Spruce trapdoors. I had loads and loads of spruce trapdoors. Where are all my spruce trapdoors? Here are all my spruce trapdoors. Many of them all over the mob farm. Yeah, speaking of the mob farm, I'm the only person online at the minute, so it would be a really good idea for me to get chucking this thing. Ow, AFK. Yeah, let's run away before I do that though, so that we can get many more drops and not be lagging out the servers when other people are online, because I'm a courteous sort of fellow. Yes, all offline except me. Hurrah! Aha! I found some spruce trapdoors. This is very handy, and a free crafting table and some stairs. I'll take it. Yes. Is there anything else of any use in here? No, not really. Although those mini blocks, I'll take those. And I'll take that empty chest. Very good. Let's go. Stepping away from the little storage hut for a minute, I thought maybe some dead bushes might look good round here. Apparently I can only place them on coarse dirt though, but I think if these were used relatively sparingly, these could just add a little bit of something to this, potentially. Possibly, maybe. Next, using more of these fancy slabby things, I am making a roof for this thing with a few little odd bits of other blocks in here as well, but mainly cobblestone because this is the block of choice for my medieval town. But cobblestone's horrible for— shut up, it's fine. It's medieval, isn't it? No, it's just a poor excuse for a building material. Oh, jeez, there's always one, isn't there? It's fine. It's boring. You're boring. Oh, is that how you really feel? Yes. Oh, okay. Use cobblestone then. I will. I am, and I will. And now that I've got a relatively square roof on this thing, I'm thinking, first of all, the dark oak is the wrong colour for the roof. So I'm thinking of ripping all of the dark oak out and putting that spruce instead. And also, this back end just feels wrong now that I've done it like that. So I think just making this a square build rather than trying to add interesting shapes in like that is probably going to suit us better. And after many smashing it all to bits and putting it back together again later, I don't think this looks too horrendous for a little storage hut. Oh, and I've got more floor that I need to smash to bits. Yes, mini smashings, everything's to bitses. Excellent. Good. Very, very good. Smash, smash, smash. Good. Yeah, I like that. I think that's quite a nice little storagey area. It's not too big. It's not too offensive on the eyes. It's made of cobblestone. I don't like what I've done above those wooden bits there, though. They don't look very good at all. I think I'm just going to leave the wood poking out there. And if you're not sure what that is, that's basically the stands underneath that's holding the whole thing up. So I think we're just going to leave those plain like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice little storage hut. Now I need to get some storage in it, I guess. That's the next thing. And I think a good way to do that is starting with a big bank of chests at the back for our bulk storage, things that we mine out, lots of grass and stone and things like that. And then we want spaces for our shulker box down the sides, kind of like we did in Season 1. That Season 1 thing you did was horrible. Yeah, but this is a different design. It's almost exactly the same. Oh, shut up. Shut up. Why are you building a storage hut when your storage hut is literally 10 blocks that way? It's not 10 blocks, it's more like 50. Well, it's not very many, is it? Oh, shut up. I know. And although it looks a bit rubbish with those just slapped in there and the weird purpleness of the shulker box, it doesn't go at all. I think with the addition of these utility things as well in here, that's just about it. We've got a place to come and plonk our stuff. We need a bed. A bed will be useful in here just so we've got a place to go to sleep when things are creeping about outside. In fact, where are we going to put a bed? I don't really want a bed in here, but it would be a good place to have one. Oh, forget it. We'll just slap a bed down there for now. It's fine. Yeah, it looks nice on the outside. Inside, it's not great. It's not great. I want it to be nicely decorated, but then I wouldn't have any room for my storage. What I can do now, though, is use some of these barrel mini blocks to make the place look a little bit more like it's like got storagey stuff in it, I guess. I was going to put one on top of there, but I've already put something on it. Yeah. I don't know if that really helps at all or not because I haven't got any barrels in here. But yeah, oh, that's a good idea. Instead of chests, we could use barrels. Well, that looks a lot more interesting. Yeah, I really like that. That's loads better. And the barrels sort of go in here a lot better than they did now as well. I still don't like where that bed is, though. That bed definitely needs to move. The other thing we could do is we could also add barrels in the floor for bits of storagey stuff sort of around the place as well. Where would we put the bed? In fact, tell you what, let's get rid of those chests. Why don't we put the bed there? That'll do. That's absolutely fine. Now we can sleep in it. Yes, very good. Excellent. I'm very happy with my little storage room. After a little bit more jiggery-pokery, I've moved some things about in here, just organised some of these chests a little bit, and now I've got this path out here that's extended. So we've now got the path that comes in from there. It's the wide one going down here, and I thought a nice big wide path that sort of led up to the front of the castle gates, which will be probably around about here somewhere, would be a good thing to have. And then we'll have the thinner, sort of more muddy paths going around the individual buildings. And I've just done a little bit of bone meal around there just to make it fit in a little bit more. And overall, I like it. I think it's really good. So I'm really happy with how today's episode has gone. I'm really happy with what we've achieved. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to say the usual. Thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!